Hi. I think the presentation slash topic I'm going to talk about. I was thinking a lot about what I should talk about, and I thought something that might be interesting and maybe like a little bit unusual. I don't know. Would be playwriting. I feel like it's something that not a lot of people know about or think about. I remember like a year or two ago, I always thought of it as like, oh, these like old people do it, in their like cabins in the woods or something. Like it didn't seem to be a profession or even like a hobby or a skill that a lot of like I saw myself as having. But I am a college student, and I started writing plays when I was in high school, like around freshman, the beginning of sophomore year, and I remember like taking a poetry workshop at like a local sort of nonprofit class, and just like writing a really terrible play. Like I think the first play that I wrote was it's like so embarrassing. It was so awful. It was like these four. I remember thinking, so I was like 12 maybe 13 at the time, 14, but let's say I was 13, writing this play about these four books, like these four abandoned books on a bookshelf, and like all the books had personalities, and the books were like talking to each other about like their feelings about being left behind on the bookshelf. Like it was just like a horrible play. Like the books were like people. I think I just thought I was being really like cool and creative by not writing a play about four people talking, but writing a play about four books talking. So that was pretty bad, but it was actually performed at like a local festival in Michigan where I'm from. And I remember like being excited and also semi like embarrassed and horrified. But sort of from that day, I guess I kind of started taking playwriting seriously, and I remember reading a lot of playwriting books, like a lot of plays, I guess, and maybe books on how to be a good playwright. In high school, I had an English teacher who lent me a lot of his books. I remember the first play I ever read was called Our Town, and I can't remember who it's by, but it's like fairly well known, and it was a great play. And from then I started writing slowly better and better plays. Still, for every like one good play I wrote, I would write like 5 or 6 awful ones, and I started submitting them to like local festivals and that kind of thing. And I ended up having some performed at my high school, and then also performed at like this larger festival in Michigan. And then once I had a play performed in LA, which was pretty much like, I really think, one of the highlights of my life. To be 16 and to like get to go out to LA and see these professional actors like take the time to produce your play as part of this